Gwen Brown, the protagonist of Sister Wives Season 19, was previously married to 4 women. However, he did not treat them all equally. The polygamist progenitor ultimately destroyed his family as a result of his preference for one of his spouses over all others. He was somewhat impotent. It is not his fault that he was more attracted to his 4th and youngest wife. However, this caused his other wives to feel deeply ashamed of themselves. Polygamy is already challenging enough, but Kody's attraction to one of his spouses rendered it impossible to maintain the intact plural family. Kody had only 3 spouses when the popular unscripted series premiered in 2010. They all resided in a multi-unit complex in Utah, where each wife presided over her respective wing of the residence. Kody courted and married his 4th wife, Robyn Brown, during the first season of the program. The dynamic was altered by the inclusion of Robyn and her 3 children from her first marriage. All 3 of Kody's other spouses had departed the marriage by the time Sister Spouses Season 19 aired. Robyn's allure to Kody served as an incentive for him to abandon his other spouses. In 2009, Kody and Robyn encountered each other at a gathering that he and his first wife, Mary Brown, were attending. Mary was the first to encounter Robyn and urged Kody to pursue her. Eventually, the mother of one would come to repent her involvement. In 2014, Kody requested that Mary divorce him in order to marry Robyn and adopt her children from a previous marriage. Mary concurred. However, her relationship with Robyn deteriorated, particularly after she resolved to depart Kody in 2022. In a recent episode of Sister Wives Season 19, Gwen Brown, Kody's second wife, disclosed certain details regarding his initial impressions of Robyn. Gwen alleged that Kody has stated, "Well, all of a sudden, I met Robyn, and she's this diesel jeans model, and she's everything I want." Although his other 3 wives were aware that Kody was more attracted to Robyn, he should have made a concerted effort to serve them equitably. His failure to do so ultimately resulted in the loss of his family. In an episode of Sister Spouses Season 19, Kody's former spouses discussed his interest in appearances. Christine, Kody's 3rd wife, disclosed that he had an affinity for cosmetics. It was as though you were obligated to maintain an impeccable appearance at all times. It was of paramount importance to him. Mary agreed, stating that Kody has consistently desired for those in his vicinity to appear attractive. She stated that Kody would accompany her on purchasing trips for clothing during their initial courting. Gwen, on the other hand, declined to acknowledge Kody's fascination with her appearance. In 2010, Sister Wives premiered, and the Browns were a unified and content family. In order to counteract the negative perceptions that the public had of polygamy, they presented an image of a functional family. Regrettably, the Brown family's dissolution was the subject of the program. Kody married Robyn during the first season of the program, and the family expanded. It had been 16 years since he incorporated his 3rd wife, Christine Brown, into the equation. Kody had 4 spouses and 18 offspring during his most productive period. Christine was the first of Kody's spouses to decide to end the marriage. During an episode of Sister Wives, Christine disclosed that Kody had informed her that he was not attracted to her prior to their marriage. This event marked a significant turning point. Additionally, he informed his first wife, Mary, that he was never attracted to her and accused her of inducing him to pursue polygamy. He suggested that he never adored his second wife, Gwen Brown, and that he remained with all of his spouses out of obligation. Kody essentially stated that Robyn was the only wife he adored. Over the past few years, Kody frequently expressed disparaging remarks regarding his first 3 spouses. Kody's ex-wives were profoundly wounded by his use of terms such as soulmate to describe his emotions for Robyn, even after they had walked away from the marriage. Kody ultimately acknowledged that he had never intended to say those hurtful words during the 19th season of Sister Wives. In a moment of profound self-awareness, he acknowledged that he was in agony and responded by expressing it through physical aggression. Mary, Gwen, and Christine must have found it reassuring to hear him say that. All 3 of Kody's former spouses have markedly enhanced their appearances since his departure. Christine has shed an astonishing 40 pounds since departing Kody. and she recently shared breathtaking before and after photographs on Instagram. The contrast between Christine's before and after photos is nothing short of breathtaking. Her caption reads, "I am experiencing an incredible surge of energy, and it is only getting better." Christine is not the sole former wife of Kody who has altered her appearance since her separation. Mary, his former first wife, recently shared images of her remarkable transformation on Instagram. Mary is depicted in the photographs as looking elegant on the red carpet, sporting a stylish new choppy bob haircut and wearing a little black dress. Janelle, Kody's erstwhile second wife, recently shared an Instagram photo of herself in a fully dressed state. The Sister Wives Season 19 star attended a ritzy fundraiser in an opulent velvet gown. An acquaintance of mine, April Rains, and her spouse had an extra ticket for a fundraiser in Raleigh this weekend. It was enjoyable to dress up and spend the evening in support of a worthwhile cause. His ex-wives have never looked better, despite the fact that Kody may have only had eyes for Robyn during his marriage. Even his children harbor strong opinions regarding the polygamous progenitor Kody Brown, none more so than his daughter, Gwen Brown. The most recent college graduate has maintained the interest of Sister Wives devotees by providing recaps on YouTube. And with each episode, a greater amount of information about the clan is disclosed. Gwen recently expressed her concern regarding the extent to which the marriage between Kody and Christine Brown was problematic. She stated the following: "The separation between Kody and Christine has been widely publicized. For years, it appeared as though Christine followed her spouse around like a lovesick spaniel. However, as the years progressed and jealousy reached a boiling point, the mother of 6 made the decision to retire. Christine emerged victorious in the subsequent dispute, while Kody frequently complained. According to Gwen, she and her siblings began to observe subtle modifications in their parents' Kody marriage during an interview with Teen Vogue. During the interview, Gwen expressed her belief that they should have divorced for a period of time. The Sister Wives star recollected, "I recall a time when I was a child and I witnessed them arguing. My initial reaction was, I hope they get a divorce. What child would believe that, correct?" As TLC viewers are aware, the children's majority of their childhoods were spent with an absent father. The mothers would frequently be responsible for managing the household in Kody's absence, as he would be required to alternate between the 4 households. Gwen observed that I am developing a greater aversion to the spotlight, and it was as though this was my typical day. However, this is bizarre and does not have to be my normal. The aspect of Gwen that I have always admired the most is her refusal to reserve her opinions. Gwen has maintained an open dialogue on her YouTube channel throughout the most recent seasons of Sister Wives. She frequently revisits the most recent episodes and provides her followers with an explanation of the true events. Additionally, Gwen has been one of the most vocal and critical of Kody. Gwen has expressed her desire for her father to be a more active presence in her life on numerous occasions. Additionally, she has been referred to as ineffectual. Additionally, it was disclosed that he had a preference for his sons over his daughters. The Sister Wives star once disclosed that she was troubled by Kody's close relationship with Gwen Brown, as she was only 4 days younger than him. Yet Kody failed to initiate contact with her. Gwen has also sought to emphasize that Kody had a spouse who could elevate his status. She once disclosed that he married Christine as a result of her regal Mormon heritage. Gwen also refers to her father as cowardly for enticing Mary Brown for an extended period of time. It is evident that Kody's elder children observed his dual approach to parenthood and marriage. Gwen is now ensuring that she establishes explicit boundaries as she grows older. Gwen disclosed to the outlet that she was exceedingly enthusiastic about the production of Sister Wives when it commenced in 2010. She and her family were residing in a residence in Lehi, Utah at the time. She stated to the outlet, "We were suddenly thrust into fame and wealth. Additionally, I discontinued my desire for and necessity for objects." Gwen asserts that Sister Wives assisted her family in escaping destitution. Life is significantly simpler for a child who is not experiencing hunger. Initially, it was a significant benefit. In the end, the family relocated to Las Vegas, where they acquired 4 residences that were situated beside one another. It was the most advantageous period for the Browns, according to Gwen. However, as is the case with the majority of reality television programs, there was a dubious aspect. She claimed that the parents were the only ones who received compensation from the network. I am uncertain as to whether they anticipated or not the parents would compensate us children. However, we were not compensated. The relocation appeared to be unjust, as numerous narratives revolved around children. Gwen disclosed that Christine was the one who determined the payment she would make to her 6 children for a specific amount of camera time per day or half day. Gwen and her siblings have not been compensated adequately for their time over the years. As she stated, it has certainly not been a fair share.